Okay. Without much further ado, I'm gonna get ahead and start it. Hello, guys. This is your friend, your girl, Tahiri Divine. Thank you for tuning into my channel and coming into this live if you're catching me on the live. If you haven't done so, please make sure that you go to tahiridivine.com, sign up, and join my mailing list so that you can always be in contact with me and any upcoming events or content that I'm giving away. And make sure if you're on YouTube that you're subscribed and hit the notification bell so that you're always notified when I drop a video. I'm excited to come with you guys today. I'm talking today specifically about Virgo season. You guys know, if you guys been following me, especially over the summer, I've been talking a lot about Priestess energy and who is the Priestess. Last year we had a major class that dealt with the archetypes, one being a Priestess archetype, although the Priestess isn't an archetype, it is an actual vocation or invocation of some sort. And so I'm just really excited to dive into this season of the Virgo, because to me Virgo season really represents that Priestess energy. She is definitely the divine feminine energy. It is definitely the energy of purity, and it's also the energy of abundance, and it's the energy of gathering together of what we have learned. That it's not just data collection, although that is something that is tied to Virgo energy, but it's really about harvesting and preparing. That's why when you see a lot of symbology of Virgo, it is of a woman holding a bread basket, and it's the ushering in of leaving these summer months and going on, big Virgo season. Shout out to the Virgo, my sister. I really love Virgos. I have never met a Virgo person I haven't liked. My South Node's in Virgo, so I really resonate as Virgo energy. Even my in 13 astrology, my actual sun sign is actually Virgo. But on Western astrology and or Vedic, I am a Libra. But let's get into this energy about the Priestess, because I'm going to be delving deeper into that, sharing more with you guys about this Priestess energy as it pertains to the divine feminine path, and why this is an important energy to embody as a person who is on the divine feminine path, and what that looks like for yourself, but also what it can contribute or tribute to you in your journey. So what is the divine feminine path? Well, we do know there in spirituality or spiritual laws, there's a law of gender, there's a law of polarity. So you have masculinity and femininity, and there are polar opposites of each other, but they're really actually reflections of each other. And so they have a different experience here on the 3D earth plane as far as how they show up, and even spiritually what their experience and their path is completely different. So let's just go into the masculine real quick so I can give you guys more detail of the feminine path. The masculine path is really a path of discipline, and it's also a path of observation. It's learning to be observing your environment, external environment, observing more so the feminine, and being that not a protector, provider, although that's something that we say a lot. But the masculine path of spirituality is really about being devoted and being observer. Hey, loves. Hello, beautiful people. I still see you guys come through. So now as we're going into what the feminine path is, we're going to go into the feminine path as it pertains to the Priestess energy. Excuse me, guys. Yeah. So the feminine path is more so about a female body person or any specific person that's on this feminine path to really be more in tune with their Shakti energy. And Shakti energy is life force energy, and life force energy is sexual energy. And sex, as you guys know, in today's time, although we're in a sexual liberation movement right now, sex is may you be well. So, oh, thank you so much, Intertwined Like Wine. I love your name. Yeah, so sexuality has been demonized by our current system of patriarchy, although it's plastered everywhere. And the reason why it's demonized is because the patriarchal order that has been over us for the last 6,000 to 10,000 years is fearful of this energy. So it's fearful of this energy because it's wild, it's untamed. You can't tame life force. And we see that in everything, because in all honesty, everything is feminine. Even if you are in a male body, that is still a feminine form. And when I mean by feminine, I don't mean that you're female, but everything comes from the feminine, right? Everything comes from this Shakti life energy. So when we talk about life force, we're talking about plants, we're talking about vegetation, we're talking about the waters, we're talking about the air, the fowl in the air, we're talking about human experience. All of it comes from life force energy, and the female human body is the embodiment of this energy, and it's wild and it's free. Now, in its wild and freeness, there is this level of acceptance that comes with it. And the reason why this priestess energy is going to be important on your feminine path is because you have to recognize that you are a priestess to your own spiritual journey. So if you decide to be under a certain religious organization or spiritual order, it doesn't really matter. Always recognize that you're your own priestess, or priest if you're a male, but we're talking about the feminine path right now. You're your own priestess. You are the person that's going to be your own intercessor. You're going to be your own healer. You really are taking in that role, and it's going to be important that you are accepting yourself as for who you are. And and so with that being said, come on with the yes to this message. I love it. So with that being said, understanding yourself as a sexual being and accepting that part of yourself and exploring it, that's going to be so important. I'm really excited to talk more about this as we are getting more into this energy about being discerning with ourselves, and also allowing ourselves to explore, because that's how discernment comes. You have to explore something to gain discernment of a thing. And it's interesting because I had this conversation with a friend of mine about sexual liberation, and they were on the idea that they think it's dangerous because that means women are going to be sleeping around and doing whatever they want. And I said, well, promiscuity may be something that may come out of the sexual revolution, but what really comes out of this is really discernment. Like, the more sexual liberated a woman is, the more discerning she is, because she understands herself, because she's explored herself. She's explored not just what she likes, but she's explored what this energy does. She takes notice of herself and how it affects things around her, not just people, but even every situation in her life. The way it can be traffic, it can be the people at the grocery store. It is actually it's a very keen energy that you can tap into that allows you to not just manipulate your life, and please don't take the word manipulation as bad. You can manipulate the elements to be at your throne in a way. It's really allowing it's recognizing that you are the queen bee of your life, and as being that queen bee of life, you are able to call out things to yourself. So whether it's love, whether it's prosperity, whether it's abundance, whether it's discipline, structure, order, whatever it is that you're trying to call into your life, that you have the authority to call into it, and recognizing yourself as being the authority of this energy. When I think of sexual liberation, I think of autonomy. Yes, it is about autonomy. And this is something that I try to explain to some of my my male following that message me on some things I brought up. Oh, not that women don't, I want to be careful. I hate the word need. I don't like the word need, because to me, it puts us in a place of attachment versus connection. So please don't take it wrong when I say women don't need men, okay? But there is a necessary connection that she has with men. And I want my ladies to understand that although we are autonomous, and although that we are sovereign beings, that we live in a world where men are in the world, and we can't get rid of that. They're here, whether we like them, dislike them, doesn't really matter. They're here, and they have a role to play in our lives just as much as we do. So it's about honoring what those energies bring, and about standing firm on our own energy, and not allowing societal beliefs or societal norms to tell us how to utilize it. And it's something I think I see a lot in the spiritual sector sometimes, because sometimes what I've seen is that in spiritual sectors where there are spiritual male leaders, and I'm gonna tread this very carefully by saying this, is that from my experience, male spiritual leaders typically have issue with spiritual women who stand true into their sovereign authority, especially when they think intellectually, because in some ways I think they perceive that intellectual realm belongs to the masculine, which it doesn't belong to him, but that is definitely a space where he is able to thrive in. And so when a female when a female woman and her spiritual self is truly staying in power of her masculine and her feminine, it can be intimidating because it's, again, Shakti energy that can't be controlled, Shakti energy that cannot be manipulated in a way that it benefits only him, right? Or only the masculine polarity. So when we're talking about being your own priestess, it's about honoring both your inner masculine, your inner feminine, but most importantly, seeing yourself as a sovereign being, an autonomous sovereign being that can call on life force energy to draw everything into her. That's why I always tell ladies, and I think I posted a meme, it's like, when you're orgasming, do not tell that man your pussy belongs to him, okay? Don't do that. What you should do or could do, let's say, I stay away from should, but what you can do, which may even be more beneficial to you, is to start calling out what it is that you want to draw to you. Because again, that vibrational energy that you feel in your body when you are orgasmicking is really, you are now in direct contact with the universe, with yourself and the universe. And then you realize that you're not separate from the universe, that you are the universe itself. You are now able to draw out of the abyss exactly what it is that you want. So if it's a new home, whether it's more spiritual insight, whether it's money, whatever you really, really desire that you want to pull into your life, you can draw that into your life with your sexual energy. And it doesn't always have to be through orgasmic expression. It can really just be in tune and loving on yourself. It can come through the way you rub your body with oils, the way you bathe yourself, right? It is really being in tune with your senses. And that's why, the women, we actually rule the art of sexuality. That is our realm. And so the realm of the senses and the smells, the taste, the touch, you can always tell when I go to a guy's house, I can always tell if a woman lives there or there's some type of woman influence. And not saying that men don't have decorative influence, but you can always tell when there's a woman that's that there's a woman that has some type of influence in the home or in his apartment or whatever. You feel it. There's an energy that she provides that keeps everything sustained. So we're going to talk more about that in the coming weeks, as sustaining your sexual energy, as using it as a vehicle, and recognizing that you don't always going to have to exert it. Sometimes it's just really just holding it in within yourself and releasing it through a thought or releasing it through a dance. So there's many different ways that this energy can be expressed. And I'm looking forward to sharing this with you guys more often as we're talking more about this Virgo energy, this purification, this alignment, right? It's all about divine alignment, right? So yeah. So that is all I have today. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you haven't done so, make sure that you are following me. Go to TahiriDivine.com to sign up for my mailing list, where you guys get more exclusive content from me that's exclusively only to those on my email list, and even discount codes. Sometimes we have little discounts coming up too, guys. But I look forward to connecting with you guys again. Ooh, Virgo moon in the 8th house. That's a dope placement right there. Okay. And that's so funny. That's priestess energy all the way. Virgo in the 8th house is definitely priestess energy. But yes, so please connect with me, guys. And I look forward to coming with you guys with more content. And let's see. Yes, sense of touch is my favorite and my primary love language. Yes, it is our first sense to develop in the womb. I so agree. Thank you, Tahiri. Always appreciate your presence. Thank you so much, love. Thank you guys for rocking with me. And we'll be coming back for more. So I go live here on Instagram every Tuesdays, Wednesday, and Thursday. So catch me, guys. Catch me outside. No, actually, I'm about to go outside after this because it's such a beautiful day and the kids want to go outside. But all right, loves, I love you guys, and we will talk again later. Bye, y'all.